My name's Mark Wagner, and I'm an artist. That's my profession, so I paint and draw for a living. I've been doing a lot of chalk drawing with kids lately, and so that's what I've come to do, is tell you about a project that I'm working on and ask for your help, because I'm doing something so big I can't do it by myself. I had an idea by looking at the playground a couple years ago, looking at the playground from this program, from satellite pictures. I had an idea about doing the world's largest chalk drawing with kids, as a way to help keep the arts alive. Because one of the things that I saw is that there wasn't any art teachers in the elementary schools, and as an artist, I didn't feel that that was right, and I wanted to do something about that. And so what we're doing is we're doing a big drawing to kind of show everybody, hey, even without art teachers in the elementary schools, look what we're going to do. And so we're going to do something that's so big, we're going to get a satellite photograph of it. You want to hear a story? Yeah! Do you want to hear a story? Yeah!
To get the kids involved and excited about the image they would be drawing to break the Guinness World Record, Mark told them a tale called The Journey Home, remember? About two kids who got lost in the woods and were given shelter by an elderly couple. To help the children find their way home, the elderly couple gives them two gifts, a fire salamander and a ginkgo leaf, two of the oldest living things on the planet. On their way home, the kids meet other creatures, each one of them a totem animal from an Alameda elementary school. The Washington tiger helps them to be courageous. The Lum bear reminds them to rest and learn about dreaming. The Otis owl helps them to see at night and be wise. The Henry Haight eagle flies high and helps them to see the big picture.
And so what we're going to do, where we're going to do it, is out here. So over here is Franklin. So out here, it used to be the Navy Air Base, where they used to fly lots of airplanes. So as we zoom into this area right here, that's where we're going to be drawing. And so we're going to do a big salamander, and it's the size of 2 football fields. And this is the area that we're going to draw. And we're going to draw something like that.
Alameda, California is a small island sitting in the middle of the bustling San Francisco Bay Area. It is a city that seems a world apart, with its Victorian mansions, beaches, relaxed small-town atmosphere, and once thriving Navy base. The city faces the same budget difficulties that plague many other communities around the country. To make matters worse, the Naval Air Station was decommissioned in 1997, dealing a severe blow to the local economy. As a result, the city's budget for education has been severely strained. Like many other school districts, arts were drastically cut. Being a firm believer that the best way to invest in our kids' future is to nourish their creativity from childhood, Mark resolved to bring the community together to keep the arts alive.
2003, a couple events came together, and one was I was a parent volunteer art docent at my kids' elementary school. And I was looking around, just kind of getting into and understanding that it's a parent volunteer program that's how the elementary school has art teachers here and in this whole district. And I noticed that there were paid music teachers, but there were no paid art teachers. And I, as a professional artist, I was curious about that and why was that? And I started asking around, and I didn't get a lot of answers. I didn't get a lot of, basically it's money. It's money. So then the next part was that I was been involved in these big chalk projects since '94. We had just done one of the world's largest chalk drawings in San Rafael. It was the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, Michelangelo. It was half size. It took a dozen and a half of us 6 days. It was their anniversary event. They do a big fundraiser. That's how they raise money for their schools and for their art program. It's called Youth in Arts. And so that was really fun to be a part of that big team. And then the third part was that I am involved in a men's organization, and one of the guys asked a question to the whole group. He said, "What would you do if you had 40 guys and all their assets? Time, tools, energy. Got a dream?" That was the ending of it. You have a dream? And I was never asked that question before, and never had a group of men who would, actually potentially be on board to do large community projects. And so about 2 weeks after that, those three elements came together, the three elements. And there's also a woman here on this island named Natasha Miller, and she has raised money for the music. So that was one of the reasons why the music is still alive, because there's some music activists. So I thought, hey, I wonder who's doing that for the arts. And then I thought, I wonder if that's me.
An activist like Mark was desperately needed. In 2008, a new round of budget cuts threatened to eliminate not only visual arts, but also the music program and even school sports. Only a massive community campaign to pass a temporary parcel tax saved these programs, but the visual arts were still in need.
I'm Debbie Wong, and I'm the Assistant Superintendent for Educational Services for Alameda Unified School District. Wow. Well, first, Mark's incredible energy and his creativity. He's just immensely talented. And to do this for the schools, for our children, is just a wonderful endeavor. And being how big this is and promoting the arts in the school, this is the way to do it, and using our kids to show their creativity. So 2 years ago, Mark Wagner sat in this very office and said, I want to come and meet with the VAPA, Visual and Performing Arts Committee, and let me tell them about my vision. Arts education always is unfortunately on the skinny branches, and always in the face of cuts. If you have dire needs around our budget, and we do in Alameda, then we look to other things that we can cut, and sometimes that happens to be music and art, and that's unfortunate because it's good for kids.
I, as a principal, really love the idea of doing something global as a whole, as a unified district. And so I've been very committed from the beginning, because Mark and I are kind of good friends, and so I wanted to be a part of it. We are going through such troubling times with finances in our schools in California, and especially in Alameda. We are really, really facing some tough times ahead, and this is something that really unifies us as a district. It's something really, really positive for the children, and I'm looking forward to it being something that will unify the district, because all of these discussions about budget and budget cuts is really, it's difficult. It's very difficult on everyone, and the children feel that too.
In this tough climate, kids, teachers, and principals were Mark's strongest allies to enroll the community. He visited each school, holding assemblies and giving them a direct experience of art and creativity by chalk drawing with them on their own playgrounds.
I believe in miracles when a person is passionate in regards to what they believe in, and the children really benefit from the result of his passion. Then the resources and the finances come together. And definitely Mark does have the passion, and I know that a miracle will develop from that.
Well, all I know is Mark's come to our school with all this chalk, and the kids are definitely involved, and they're all drawing like crazy, and they're all having a great time. So, and they're surprising me with what they're diving into and how much they're doing. Here, hold your hands up so we can all see how much you've been doing. Great. Okay. So they look like happy hands. Well, I've seen a lot of kids asking each other if they can help each other, if they can join in and do it together. And so that's one reason that I'm real happy about what I see going on out here today. And it's giving them a chance they're making their own minds up and being creative in their own way about what they're drawing and what they're coloring. So they're getting their own input into it, so that's really great.
Having a dream is easy, Mark discovered. The hard part is making that dream come true. Naturally, the project faced numerous challenges.
There was many times that I would turn around hoping that there were people with me, and I felt like I was alone. And that makes sense. It came out of no one's hiring me to do it. It was my vision, and so it wasn't hard to enroll people because everybody thought it was a cool idea. But in the beginning, it's just an idea, and then as it moves more and more along, there's work to do.
I got involved in this project because I saw the project was in trouble. And I felt I could help it on its way and create the miracle that's going to happen on June 7th. And so I volunteered to mentor Mark, since I had some experience in community service and getting people involved. And hopefully I've been helpful, and hopefully, this is all going to happen.
I had to get super vulnerable and just say, I'm out of control. I don't know what I'm doing, and I need help. And it wasn't until then that guys could actually hear me. And I love that. That was the hardest part, but that was also I had to get to that place. Desperate. Truly, authentically desperate.
It was Mark's idea, but then it started to become everybody's idea. It became, it wasn't just about the arts anymore. I mean, at one point we thought we got all this money to have art teachers, and then everything got stripped away. And it was, what started out as a project that was going to try to put art teachers back in the school became a message to the world of just, no, this is not right. Our kids deserve more than this. And what happened to the way we grew up? What happened to, I still remember my art teacher. I mean, he changed my life, and every kid should have that opportunity of having a teacher that affects them that deeply. And so it became a community-wide struggle to make this happen. So never did I think it wasn't going to happen. It ran into some obstacles along the way, should we say. But it was amazing at how Alameda stepped up to support this. And so, even in the dark days when, we'd look around the room and there were 3 people on the team, never once did I think that it wouldn't happen.
Having people have them involved in doing something bigger than themselves, to me, that's a miracle on this planet. We are about to get thousands of kids back into art by letting them draw the world's largest art project. And tell me that's not a miracle.
Well, we have 10,000 kids, so that's a lot to think about transporting to one event. Although it will be over a 2-week period, it still is a lot of logistical work. Well, Mark will be able to work with kids of all ages pretty much on a daily basis over that 2-week period. So I'm hoping it'll work.
To break the Guinness World Record for the largest chalk drawing, every inch of the 90,000 square foot site had to be covered with chalk. But before the kids could begin drawing, the site had to be readied by laying down the outline of the giant salamander on the asphalt. Working from a scale drawing that Mark made on graph paper, the team laid out coordinates on the ground and then connected them with a thick line of red chalk.
Okay, we ready here?
We're ready.
Okay, so let's get our high-tech thing going here.
Hey, this works, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
It's a lot better than what you were doing.
Yeah, I was doing the squat and grunt.
See, here's all our points, you see.
Yeah, I'm running the test. We like this blue. This blue's too light. We're just adding the iron oxide, and so we're trying to duplicate this blue. This blue is too black. This blue is too pale. That's where we're at now.
Clayton, you want to do a test to make sure this is the wrong one?
Never in the history of the world has there ever been the need for more chalk in one place at one time as this time. And since it's never been tried before, it would be likely that some uncertainty is part of the recipe.
On May 27, 2008, 5 years after Mark's initial vision and following 2 years of hard work, the first children arrived on site to draw. Over the next 2 weeks, 4,000 kids and 2,000 adults came to let their imagination run wild.
We're on the McConney Power control tower here on the base, and this is happening. It's happening. Can you see it? Like, it's kind of little, isn't it? And we had a bunch of kids show up. So we had one school come out already this morning, and it's probably about 250 kids or more. And so we did 1 foot. This is the first day out of, let's see, it's Tuesday morning. And we've already done our outline, which was really fun. And we'll see what it looks like over time.
Ago from the beginning of the project, a surveyor came out and laid out where you see these cones, pan to the cone, see the cones? So there's one of those at each end of a 300-foot long marking, okay? So from each one of those cones is 300 feet. 300 times 300 is 90,000 square feet. So to do that, what we did is we divided that off into 30-foot squares.
30-foot markers, right?
And then we had some conflict because none of us had ever done this before. So as we're figuring it out, we started off with, no, over there more. No, look at me. No, look, no, that way. No, come here, this way. And then we got it where we actually put down markings, as you see here, where there were little markings where we would go, one, and then would have the letters. So it would be 1A, 1B, 1. So then we could start going from 1A. We see that we have to go out 15 feet there because it was all on graphs. And then Peter came in with his technology, and instead of just saying this way and that way, we started saying towards the city, towards the winery, towards the tower, towards the crane. There used to be the crane is gone, so it makes it even more difficult to do it now.
At last it all came together on June 7th, 2008, when the community came out to celebrate the completion of the 90,000 square foot drawing.
We kindly stuck up with colors. And girls like to run with boys in the middle school garden and pick up frocks and worms from the generous earth. Girls and boys giggling and sharing. Let the young restless seas choose their own toys. Girls and boys giggling and sharing.
Fantastic thing you've created here.
Yeah, isn't it cool?
It's amazing. Yeah, I'm just walking around. I mean, I came over to volunteer for the city, and I'm looking at everything that's here, and it's just a brilliant display of pure love. I mean, kids represent love, and the heart and the energy that's going into this thing is all you, and well, your inspiration, and then people pick up on that, and I think it's brilliant. It just feels vibrant and alive, and it's such a reflection of the direction that we need to go at this time, and bringing people together, expressing our heart, and sharing what, you know, community is all about. I think it's fantastic. It's like, it's simple, it's mindful, and it also is so accessible.
It's so accessible.
And that's what the arts really do, is they give people an opportunity to tap into that innocence and that creative energy that we all carry and lose sight of because society takes us away from that. And I think what you're providing here is a real opportunity for people to get in touch with something that is missing.
I turn around and I look and I said, wow, this is it. This is what it was all for. This is, and it's because of these guys, all these guys out here. Every one of these people made it happen. You know, and I'm just kind of like, wow. I keep taking these big exhales. So it's, I'm kind of speechless right now, actually.
Yeah, here it is. It's actually, we've already broken the world record. And we broke it probably a couple days ago. And there's been 3,500 kids that have come out here over the last 2 weeks. And this is icing on a cake. We're just finishing it up. And so that feels really cool. Like, so that there's a feeling of relief. There's a feeling of support. So standing in this thing right now actually feels very supportive. I feel very connected. It's now mid-November and we're here on the chalk drawing site and we have set a Guinness World Record. It was nice to come back and draw on this piece again and activate the chalk and activate kind of the heart of this whole thing. And maybe I'll keep doing that every once in a while, come back and draw on it. So the question has been often is what's next? What's next on this project? And here's one of my big visions. And one of my big visions is that something like this, where we do really large community art projects, that we do these around the world. So the image I have is as a visionary, I see these things. And so I see like 6 or 8 chalk drawings that are happening around the world. There would be a story. There would be a narrative story like that happened here with this salamander and the ginkgo leaf, the story that's here. I thought that'd be a really cool project. So if you know any countries that want to get involved, have them get in touch with us.